viewers. So this is Ron, and I'm doing a PC build here for a client. This is part one of the PC build. Right now what we're doing is just assessing the case and taking a look at the case itself. And the two components here that I have here, I have the optical drive, which is a DVD burner, and you can use it to burn movies, files, photos, documents onto removable media, which is the DVD. And this can burn it also. This can also play DVD movies. You can also burn music on a CD, and it can also play back music from a CD. So this is the optical drive. So I'll be installing this. So just keep your eye on that. Okay. The second part here is the hard drive. The hard drive is the component where you save all your data to. So every time you click save to something, it saves it onto this device right here. Depending on what you want to use your computer for, this client here, the computer that they're using for is mostly for office work, and they're also going to connect it to a nice HDTV for a display, which you can do now with these computers. So I'll be able to show you that later on at the end of everything being connected. This hard drive right here that she has is a 250 gigabyte hard drive. This is enough data that she needs to store her photos, you know, which won't be too many, but her documents and any other applications that she's installed on here. If you're somebody where you have a lot of music files or a lot of video files or a whole bunch of programs, games, and so forth, you want something with at least 320 gigabytes or more storage. But 250 and under is good if it's just for basic office work. So that's basically what we have here, which we're going to install. So we have the optical drive and we have the hard drive. Alright. Also, we have the case. Okay. This is the front of the case that she has. Alright. So the case here has the connections. Right here is the two USB. You can add a additional firewire. Firewire is used for cameras. So if you have a video camera, you want to get your video camera up, you can do that here. It has a mic here, and it also has a headphone out. Alright, that's the front of the case. It's the reset button, it's the power button. You know, this is the X blade. So that's pretty much the case. This is the side of the case here, as you can see. Alright, if you give me a second, I'm gonna open it up for you. So, alright, now the back of the case, here's the power supply. I'm gonna show it to you when I open the case up. This here, you can add an additional fan, and this fan here, what it does is outtake air. So it pulls any warm air that's in the case, it pulls it outside of the case. Alright, here's your expansion ports. So if you want to add that later on down the line, a dedicated sound card for better sound capabilities, or a dedicated video card for better video capabilities. If you're doing a lot of video editing or you play a lot of games, you can add that on here. Or you can even add a TV tuner if you plan to watch TV. They will get installed here inside the motherboard, and the other parts will stick out here. Alright, now the inside of the case, just so you can take a look. The case will open. Okay, on the side here we have a fan, and this fan intakes air. It pulls cool air in over the motherboard, which is the main component that everything connects to. Right, this cools that. Alright, we got the inside of here. Now I already have some things, the hard drive, as you can see, I installed it, as well as the optical drive. So those have been installed. Alright, these are the power cables connecting to both. Okay, and as you can see here also, I installed the optical drive, which is up here at the top, and the hard drive here. Right here is the power supply. Now some cases come with power supplies. Some cases you could purchase an additional power supply because they don't come with any. But this one came with a power supply. So these are the cables from the power supply, okay? I'm feeding one power cable here to the hard drive and another one here to the optical drive, alright? But this is basically inside of the case. This case can hold up to 4 hard drives, alright? It can hold up to 4 optical drives as well. You know, so if you want multiple DVD burners or extra CD burner, you can add that to this too as well. On the front, when I open this, swing the door open, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 places for your optical drive. And you can also have 2 slots here if you want to add a media card reader. If you have a PSP, or if you have a digital camera and you want to, edit your photos or whatever the case may be, or print them out, you can add one of these card readers here. So you can just put the card reader right in, and then that way you can put it up and you can do whatever editing you want. There's also another slot here if you want to add a floppy drive. Any of you out there still have old floppy drives, don't worry, you're not left out. You know, you can add one here additionally. All right, so this concludes the chassis or the case. You can see the hard drive and the optical drive have been installed. So now we're on to part 2, okay? Alright, so this is part 2 of the build that I'm making. So right now, I'm showcasing for you the motherboard, alright? The motherboard here is the main chip. It's the biggest chip that's in the PC. And basically, all the other components connect into it. So this is the one that the client picked out. So I'm going to open it up. Give you a look inside. Okay. These some cables here. Some more cables here. The manual. The I/O plate. And basically what this does is that it goes into the back of the case. And this is where you make all the connections. Like, let's say you want to connect a USB device like a printer. Or let's say you want to connect the video cable from here to your monitor. It'll all go past this I/O shield right here. Okay? Alright. So here's the board itself. Take this out. Now these boards come in anti-static wrapping. And another thing, you don't want to put your computer on a rug or a carpet. Anything that generates static electricity is very bad. You don't want to do that. So that's why these come shipped with the static electricity bag. Alright? So this is the motherboard. This is the main chip where everything connects into. Alright? Pretty stylish, you know. Here's a expansion slots if you want to add a sound card, graphics card, TV tuner, even a wireless card. So you get wireless internet access. You could do so with this as well. Okay? Alright. Alright. Alright, so this is the motherboard. Alright? So now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install the RAM. Okay? And basically what the RAM is this temporary memory. Anytime you open up an application, anytime you open up a photo or a file, that data gets pulled from the hard drive, which I showed you in part 1, and it gets stored in here, the RAM, temporarily. Now anytime you close this program or you turn the computer off, any data that's in here gets lost because it only holds enough power just while it's powered on. Okay? So when you save that data, it comes off of here and a copy gets saved onto the hard drive. So this is what I'm going to install right now. It's the first part, okay? I'm going to install the RAM right now for you. So basically I'm just sizing it up just to make sure it's installed properly. Now if you only have one stick like what I have here, you want to make sure it's closest to the PC. Because the CPU, which I'm going to show you in a moment, is the main processing chip that does all the handiwork. So the closer this chip is to it, the better and faster it can access that memory. Okay? So I'm installing it right now. Pull these clips aside. Make sure it makes firm contact. Okay? And we have the RAM installed. Alright?